Hello, James Boak here for the Yoga Top 40. Next entry, The Lion Sleeps. In the village, the peaceful village, the lion sleeps tonight. In the village, the peaceful village, in the disturbed city, in the neglected hinterlands, in the desertified lands, in the remaining forests, in the council estates, in the government projects, in the five-star hotels, the lion sleeps today and tonight. I remember a film a few years ago. It was a dramatization of the invasion of Troy, and Achilles' character is leading his warriors into battle, and he tells them, "We are lions!" And he's not the only leader of human beings to tell his band of followers that they are lions. Swami Vivekananda, a great yoga teacher of the late 19th and early 20th century, he told a story about a sleeping lion. A story of the lion that sleeps in the heart of the human being. And he tells this story of a lion that grows up amongst sheep. So the story goes that there's a lioness and she's out hunting. She's got a cub with her. And she sees this flock of sheep. And she pounces upon a sheep, but somehow in the act of hunting she gets killed herself. She gets impaled on some sharp rock and dies there. And then you've got this big flock of sheep and a little lion cub. The little lion cub is already able to walk, and he starts walking along amidst this big herd of sheep and grows up with the sheep and grows up bleating. And even as the lion grows in stature, he still bleats and behaves like a sheep and follows them around and eats the grass. Time goes by, and another lion is out on the prowl, sees these sheep, sees, this could be a meal. And then he sees, amidst the sheep, another huge lion. And he thinks he sees, the lion bleating with the sheep and eating the grass. And the hunting lion thinks, what's going on here? So he roars. And the sheep all hear the roar. And the lion hears the roar. And all of them, the herd of sheep, the flock of sheep, and the lion in their midst, they all go running away. And the lion who was hunting is most puzzled. He thinks, well, something's up here. Anyway, a little more time goes by, and that hunting lion, he sees this group of sheep again, and he once again sees the lion hanging out with the sheep, behaving like a sheep, and he's most disturbed. So this time, what he makes sure is he gets very close and he jumps in amongst the flock of the sheep and he roars, and he has the other lion in front of him who begins to back away and make to run away, but the lion says, whoa, whoa, whoa. And he grabs him and drags him away to a nearby watering hole, small lake. And he shows the lion his reflection in the lake. And he makes him see, this is who you are. Why are you following all these sheep? You are a lion. Roar! I want to hear you roar. Roar with me. And the hunting lion roars. And then the lion, who up to that point had thought he was a sheep, rediscovers his voice, rediscovers his true power, and then stands up like the lion he is. So what's this story telling us? Obviously we can interpret it in lots of different ways, but this roar of the lion Have you ever heard your conscience roar? But you've been so used to the bleating of following the inertia of the preconceived ideas, or the ideas that became your conditioned ideas, the ideas that we adhered to by following the example of others around us in society, perhaps of our parents, perhaps of our teachers, perhaps of our classmates when we were kids, perhaps of our peer group, perhaps of the dominant ideas in the company we work for or the society we're part of. And the noise of all of that message has drowned out the roaring clarion call of the conscience within us. This voice that sings out from the core, the heart of our being. And this is the voice that yoga asks us to listen to heed, and to embody. And this is why one of the basic practices in yoga is to stop, look, and listen. And to invite all parts of ourselves into togetherness and cohesion. Because when we come into cohesion, our connection to that voice of our conscience becomes more clear. And so Swami Vivekananda used to ask people, he says, who do you want to be? What type of human being do you want to be? It can be easy to follow the mainstream. It can be easy to continue along the path of the inertia that's been set in motion by our previous habits. But oftentimes, habits, though they can be very useful in many situations, certain of our habits become obsolete. They are no longer within their useful use-by date. And there comes a call to leave those habitual ways behind and step boldly, courageously forwards into a new way, a way that really respects and takes into account that deep longing that sings forth from the core of our conscience. And this is the way of the sovereign, that person who takes true responsibility for the well-being of the whole of the field of his or her existence, recognizing that if we are to do that, we have to acknowledge and include and reconcile all parts of ourselves. And this is the way of yogic sovereignty. The sovereign in the Indian tradition is guided by this beautiful principle called loka sangraha, which means the cohesion, the congruence, and the well-being of the whole. And so is the idea. If we muster the courage to stop and inquire, where am I really acting from? Am I just acting following the inertia of my conditioned ideas and my accrued habits? Or am I mustering the courage and the presence to act from my deeper longing, from my truer, real capacities that I can bring forth when I heed my conscience and invite all parts of myself into the present moment?